There is a story in ancient Buddhist texts about a small bird named Jataka, who, when a great forest fire broke out, did not flee to safety like other creatures. Instead, the tiny bird flew back and forth between a nearby lake and the blazing forest, carrying drops of water in its beak to help extinguish the flames. The gods, observing this seemingly futile effort, asked why the bird persisted in such an impossible task. The bird replied, "I do this because this forest is my home. Even if I cannot stop the fire, I will continue until my last breath." Moved by such determination, the gods themselves intervened to save the forest. This tale reflects the spirit of never abandoning our deepest aspirations, no matter how impossible they may seem. Many of us carry dreams that we've buried deep within, afraid to acknowledge them even to ourselves. We avoid confronting certain challenges in our lives because facing them directly feels too painful or overwhelming. Some of us have locked away our most cherished hopes because we believe we don't deserve happiness or fear the sting of disappointment if we fail. Nichiren Daishonin wrote in a letter to a follower, "Employ the strategy of the Lotus Sutra before any other." This profound guidance reminds us that when we base our lives on the mystic law, we tap into a limitless wellspring of courage, wisdom, and perseverance. The strategy of the Lotus Sutra is to never surrender to doubt, fear, or perceived limitations. The human heart has an extraordinary capacity for hope, even in the darkest circumstances. Think of how a small seed, buried beneath layers of soil, still strives towards sunlight it cannot yet see. Our dreams function similarly. They persist within us, waiting for the nourishment of our courage and determination to help them break through to reality. "If in a dream you cross a bridge will in fact appear," wrote Nichiren Daishonin. This beautiful metaphor illustrates how our focused determination can manifest pathways where none seemed to exist before. The bridge represents the connections between our current reality and our aspirations, connections we must first envision before they can materialize. What dreams have you set aside? What aspirations have you deemed too ambitious or impractical? Perhaps it's pursuing a career you've always felt drawn to, reconciling with someone you've lost touch with, overcoming a personal challenge, or contributing to a cause larger than yourself. These dreams are not random thoughts, but reflections of your unique mission in this lifetime. The Buddha taught that all beings possess Buddha nature, the inherent potential for limitless wisdom, courage, and compassion. This teaching appears throughout the Lotus Sutra, particularly in the famous parable of the poor son who wandered for years, unaware of his true identity as heir to a great fortune. Like that son, we often forget our true worth and capacity, settling for less than we're capable of achieving. Nam-myoho Renge-kyo is like the roar of a lion. What disease can therefore be an obstacle? These words from Nichiren Daishonin remind us that no obstacle, internal or external, can ultimately defeat a determined heart aligned with the mystic law. Just as a lion's roar causes all other animals to fall silent, our determined prayer can silence the voices of doubt, fear, and limitation. Consider the story of Bodhisattva Never Disparaging from the Lotus Sutra. This bodhisattva persisted in honoring the Buddha nature in everyone he met, even when faced with mockery, abuse, and physical attacks. For years, he endured such treatment without abandoning his practice. His unwavering faith eventually led to profound spiritual awakening and the transformation of those who had persecuted him. Similarly, Nichiren himself faced exile, attempted execution, and constant persecution for his beliefs. In a letter written during his exile on Sado Island, he declared, "I will be the pillar of Japan. I will be the eyes of Japan. I will be the great ship of Japan. This is my vow, and I will never forsake it." Despite facing circumstances that would have crushed ordinary resolve, he never abandoned his mission. The power to persevere comes not from gritting our teeth and pushing forward through sheer willpower alone. Rather, it emerges from a deep connection to our essential purpose, what some traditions call our reason for being. When our actions align with this purpose, we tap into reserves of energy and determination that seem inexhaustible. Even if it seems impossible to achieve, we should never abandon our aspirations, wrote Nichiren. Those who maintain strong faith will naturally receive the protection of the heavenly deities. This protection manifests not as magical intervention, but as opportunities, insights, and the appearance of supporting conditions and people who help advance our journey. Often, the greatest obstacle to realizing our dreams isn't external circumstances, but our own limiting beliefs. We tell ourselves stories about what's possible or impossible, deserved or undeserved. The Buddha taught that our lives are shaped by our thoughts, that we become what we consistently think about. Therefore, the first step in manifesting our aspirations is to transform these internal narratives. Nichiren wrote to a disciple, "When you face a difficulty, view it as an opportunity to strengthen your faith and accumulate good fortune." This perspective transforms obstacles from roadblocks into stepping stones. Each challenge overcome builds confidence and capacity for the next one, creating an upward spiral of growth and achievement. The Lotus Sutra speaks of opening the door of Buddha wisdom within our lives. This wisdom includes recognizing that setbacks and failures are not final judgments on our worth or potential, but temporary conditions that contain valuable lessons. Thomas Edison famously said of his many unsuccessful attempts to invent the light bulb, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This attitude exemplifies the Buddhist principle of turning poison into medicine, transforming apparent failures into stepping stones towards success. Winter always turns to spring, Nichiren reminded his followers. This natural cycle mirrors the rhythm of pursuing dreams. Periods of apparent dormancy and hardship inevitably give way to new growth and progress if we maintain our faith and efforts. Just as a farmer continues tending fields during winter, knowing that spring will come, we must continue nurturing our aspirations, even when results aren't immediately visible. The concept of human revolution, the profound inner transformation that occurs through Buddhist practice, lies at the heart of never giving up. As we change from within, external circumstances begin to shift in response. The environment is a reflection of the self, and as our determination, wisdom, and compassion grow, new possibilities emerge that weren't previously visible. Consider the lotus flower, so central to Buddhist symbolism. It grows from mud at the bottom of a pond, rises through murky water, and blooms immaculately on the surface. Our dreams and aspirations follow a similar path, emerging from the challenges of daily life, persisting through unclear circumstances, and eventually manifesting in beautiful ways we might not have initially imagined. "The heart is the most important factor in Buddhism," wrote Nichiren. "No matter how earnestly a physician may urge a patient to take medicine, if the patient refuses to take it, the medicine will be of no help." Similarly, the teachings and practices of Buddhism can only support our dreams if we open our hearts fully to their possibility and take consistent action aligned with our aspirations. What does it mean to truly never give up? It doesn't mean blindly persisting in ineffective approaches. Sometimes, giving up one path is necessary to discover a better one. The Lotus Sutra tells of the Buddha employing expedient means, skillful, adaptive approaches suited to different circumstances and individuals. We too must remain flexible and creative in pursuing our dreams, adjusting our methods while keeping our core aspiration intact. If you light a lantern for another, it will also brighten your own path. This Buddhist wisdom reminds us that our dreams gain power when they extend beyond personal benefit to touch others' lives. When our aspirations include the happiness of others, we access deeper reserves of motivation and receive greater support from our environment. The practice of visualization, clearly imagining our desired outcome with all our senses, has roots in ancient Buddhist meditation techniques. The Buddha taught disciples to visualize positive qualities they wished to develop until these became part of their character. Similarly, by regularly and vividly imagining the fulfillment of our dreams, we align our unconscious mind with our conscious goals, programming ourselves for success. Those who believe in the Lotus Sutra are as if in winter, but winter always turns to spring, wrote Nichiren. Never from ancient times on has anyone heard or seen of winter turning back to autumn. Nor have we ever heard of a believer in the Lotus Sutra who turned into an ordinary person again. When we fully commit to our dreams and base that commitment on the foundation of Buddhist practice, we set in motion causes that will inevitably bear fruit. The timing and exact form of that fruition may surprise us, but the principle of cause and effect ensures that sincere efforts are never wasted. The journey toward realizing our dreams rarely follows a straight line. It typically involves what might appear as detours, delays, and disappointments. Yet, from a broader perspective, these apparent setbacks often contain precisely the lessons, connections, or redirections needed for ultimate success. This is the meaning behind Nichiren's words, regard both suffering and joy as facts of life, and continue chanting Nam-myoho Renge-kyo no matter what happens. To look back on life and think, I never accomplished what I really wanted, would indeed be a profound regret. But equally tragic would be to reach the end thinking, I never even tried to accomplish what I really wanted. The attempt itself has value, regardless of outcome, because it represents the courage to honor our deepest truth. Nichiren wrote, if one lights a fire for others, one will brighten one's own way. When we pursue our authentic dreams that contribute to others' happiness, we illuminate our own path forward. Our unique aspirations are not random or meaningless, but reflect our specific mission in this lifetime, the unique contribution we're meant to make. The power of the Gohonzon, as Nichiren teaches, has no limit except those we impose through doubt and fear. Having encountered the mystic law, we have access to a profound source of courage, wisdom, and perseverance. By placing full trust in this practice, praying courageously for what we truly desire, and taking consistent action, we can fulfill our dreams in this lifetime. As one ancient Buddhist text states, what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This principle, reflected across wisdom traditions worldwide, reminds us that the seeds of all accomplishment begin within our consciousness. By cultivating absolute conviction in the possibility of our dreams, we create the foundation for their manifestation. Never giving up doesn't mean never feeling discouraged. Even the greatest Buddhist practitioners experienced moments of doubt and difficulty. The difference is that they didn't allow these temporary feelings to determine their actions. As Nichiren wrote during a particularly challenging period, the journey may be hard, but that is no reason to abandon our faith. Each morning brings new opportunity to reconnect with our deepest aspirations. Each evening offers a chance to reflect on progress, however small, and renew our determination. This daily rhythm of renewal prevents momentary setbacks from becoming permanent abandonment of our dreams. As the Buddha taught, each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. The dreams that persist in your heart despite discouragement, despite practical challenges, despite the passage of time, these have special significance. Their persistence signals their connection to your essential purpose. As Nichiren wrote, regard your service to your master as the practice of the Lotus Sutra. When we pursue our authentic dreams with this spirit of devotion, we transform ordinary efforts into profound spiritual practice. Today, right now, you can make a new determination to honor the dreams you've kept hidden. Even from yourself, you can resolve to chant with complete conviction for what you truly desire, without limitation or fear of disappointment. In doing so, you align yourself with the unlimited potential of your Buddha nature and set in motion causes that will create the life you've always wanted to live. Let this be the moment when you declare, like Nichiren, I will never forsake my vow. Let this be the day you commit to living without regret, by pursuing your deepest aspirations with courage, wisdom, and unwavering determination. The power of the mystic law awaits your command. The bridge to your dreams begins with a single step of faith. Take that step now, and never look back.